Good afternoon, residents of the Earth's crust. A tip of the cap to you. Glad to be live, glad to be tickling bags from coast to coast across the spinning blue blob around the planet. Absolutely honored to see how many Bobby Sauce items of merchandise are being shipped around this great planet of ours. As always, it's a delight to see that this many people are currently in the Instagram Live. That seems totally fine and normal for anybody that's been watching for the last 15 months, while I have slowly and certainly poured absolutely every part of my energy into this project, while simultaneously building up an audience of over 115,000 people. Yet despite that, several minutes into what is probably the 150th live stream, there are 9 people in the Instagram Live. 9. The first live that I did 14 months ago, I had less than 10,000 followers. I think I had maybe, I want to say 7,500 followers at the time. The first time I had ever gone live on Instagram in my entire life, there were 35 people in the stream instantly. As a result of, you're going to have to read between the lines in this particular live stream. You're going to have to read between the lines, and I'll get into why that is. In that first live stream that I ever did, there was about 35 people on instantly, because indicators to the people that subscribed to this particular thing were informed that I was live. Now, with over 10 times as many people following and 100+ live streams in the bag, even 5 minutes in, 3 minutes in, there's still less than 30 people, the same amount of people that were on that first live stream. Now, this is not a feel sorry for me. This is an indicator of what is happening, and it is not unique to me. It is not unique. Yeah, it's not unique to me. What I would like to do on this stream is highlight a couple of very specific things that have been happening lately that I think are really important for people to remember, know, and understand. People often fail to prepare until it's too late. They fail to prepare their body. They fail to prepare their mind. They fail to prepare their self-esteem. They fail to prepare their finances. They fail to prepare their security. They fail to prepare their self-worth. They fail to prepare themselves for oncoming challenges. Keep in mind, I'm using very choice words because that's what I have to do. As people fail to prepare for these challenges, when the challenge hits them square in the face, they often look for someone or something to blame. They chalk it up to bad luck. They chalk it up to, oh, well, it's because of this or that. It's never because of me. It's never because of what I did or didn't do. It's never because of my lack of preparation. There's absolutely zero personal responsibility. That's just the mantra of the moment. That's the zeitgeist of the moment right now. And because very intelligent people have been trying to understand the psychology of large masses of people since the beginning of time in order to absorb more power for themselves and thus take control and or dictate over those people, they are very aware of this. Imagine how much time you would be able to focus on the nuances of how people operate and what they do when moved in certain directions or cranked just the right angle if you never had to generate an income ever. Think about how much time you would have if you were a very unhealthy and twisted person. You would have all the time in the world to do this, especially if it was spanned out over generations, and if somehow intuitively you thought that you were just simply smarter, better, and more virtuous than all of them. After all, you're at the top and they are just this. Do they even understand what's happening to them? I would know better. Therefore, I should sit atop this pyramid. And people are nothing more than numbers. They're nothing more than statistics in the mind of these folks. So really the only thing that they're trying to do is not only preserve themselves and their interests, but also further their interests, further their power, further their reach, and continually keep and harness all of that in their immediate social circles from now until forever. That's their objective. Seems more than obvious. I think anybody could agree with that. I would hope. Now, as a result, here we are in 2021. We're going through this unprecedented moment in human history, not even just American history, human history, where the ability to distribute information is moving at a faster clip than at any time in human existence. The printing press of yesteryear is being ripped by at lightning speeds by these distribution mechanisms that allow your basic person, your everyday person, to have a voice that can be projected to a very long distance instantly. As a result of there being an intermediary between point A and point B, despite this technology, the fact that there are these intermediaries reviewing them and deciding what deserves to go and what doesn't, it's becoming increasingly difficult for those things to be used in certain ways, whereas in other ways they can be magnified, expanded, and grown upon. This is the trap. Now, it seems like every day, despite making nearly 300 videos, just myself, this is just me, I have probably made close to 400 videos now, many of which indicate what the problem is, how we may have gotten here, maybe how to make a little bit of a light of it, and oftentimes action steps as to what somebody would need to do and or should do, how they should think, what they should act upon in order to change the course of these things. Despite repeated efforts to do this over a long span of time, even just me, it seems like every single day I get dozens of messages like, what do I do? And I hate to be blunt with the people that send those messages, but if you are even asking me that question, you're gone. Because if you fail to even take the slightest bit of personal responsibility to either A, go back through the content and look, B, do a little bit of research on your own, C, just inherently be able to look with your basic view of the world and say, I should certainly do something. If you're dismissing that responsibility to myself or any other creator online to be like, tell me what to do, you're already gone. There's no helping you because you're lazy. You're lazy. And people are like, I don't know what to do. You don't know what to do, meaning you don't want to do anything, meaning you don't want to say anything. You're lazy. You fire off a message, what should I do? And then you go about your life. Well, they didn't answer me yet. When they tell me, I'll probably do it, but then you won't even do it. You're not going to do it. So the intent of this stream was to be very, very specific and very, very granular so that for the 5,000th time, people stop asking me and every other creator the exact same stupid question. Because these are people that are failing to prepare, failing to have any personal responsibility, and failing to step up when it is absolutely necessary, despite the fact that they can see the truth clearly, clear as day. Yet they'll just be like, yeah, but I need to get this paycheck though. While so many other people in the face of losing it all are doing so many brave things, especially in the public square, and being demonized for it. And your average everyday person can't even do so much as stand up. I think about people like the basketball player whose initials are KI, who recently decided to basically take himself out of over $10 million of income to do what he thought was right for himself, only to have people in the public square, including Stephen A. Smith and others, say he's an idiot, say that he's dumb for making a decision about how he chooses to live his life. Kudos to this man and respect to this human being for, at the height of their career, being willing to take a $10+ million haircut and standing their ground. You have people that are losing their career, their livelihood, their pension, their service, the thing that they worked their entire life for. Yet your average everyday person can't do so much as even say anything other than in private messages, private DMs, group text messages, small intimate group settings after a couple cold pops, but won't do anything but that. Then those exact same people will go and message people like me or other creators online who are actively being, despite their grandest efforts, and they'll be like, oh, now I have to do this by December 1st. I have to do this by next week, by next month. What do I do? Who do I call? What should I do? It's like, fam, I don't feel bad for you anymore. There's no excuse. This is so obvious. The unnecessary amount of, I don't want to use the wrong words, people's whose time is not very fun for them to experience. The amount of that is happening domestically here in the United States, as well as in all points of the globe, is remarkable at a level that I have never witnessed. And I believe that the vast majority of the story is yet to be told. We see the people that are supposedly having things happen to them because of what's happening, the things that we see, the things that are reported, the things that they cover. But nobody's paying attention to all of the businesses, all the livelihoods, all the lifetimes of work, all the families, all the things that happen at home, this, and people to themselves happening everywhere. And then the people that are in the public square, everybody's celebrating the fact that they're and celebrating them getting eviscerated for making a decision. But no one cares. But no one stands up. So many people are aware, yet so few are willing to say anything, do anything. And in the last week specifically, we are seeing a reduction in the ability for creators to distribute where they are no longer able to do certain things, which I'm sure you've been seeing on many people's channels, to even to a point where someone like me, who really goes out of his way to color between the lines, is seeing things like this. And reductions in, the ability to reach. You're seeing things like livelihoods of creators because of wrong, right? So then you're seeing things that people have worked their whole life to build On here, Casper. So in the face of all of this obvious threat to not only these, but these, this, that this is what I got to do. Sign language. And people are like, well, what do I do? People fail to prepare until it comes knocking on their door, yet they don't even have the slightest bit of empathy and altruism for all the other people that have already been caught in the wake of this. You have people with not many years on Earth doing things that they shouldn't be doing at places where they're supposed to learn. You have the adult representatives of those peoples with few lives on the planet going and talking about it and having things with 3 letters being like, no, you can't do that. You have people coming over a line somewhere near the opposite of the north in this country and then being taken around in sky buses to different points in the United States and just distributed around in the dark of night, or as Jen Circlebacky would say, in the early morning at 2:30. It's an early flight. It's early. Cool. Yet still, despite that, people are like, what do I do? It's like, cool. So I'm going to try to be as specific as I can without using any of the wrong. Cool. First of all, if you're not doing the most basic thing, which is having conversations and chasing the social discourse in your immediate social circle actively, especially in situations that would usually not be conducive to it, like parties, gatherings, dinners, friend gatherings, at the bowling alley, at the movie theater, out to dinner, out at the bar, out when you're taking a walk, out when you're at the dog park. If you're not actively changing the dialogue in these social situations, you've already failed. It is the most basic and obvious thing that a person could do to help move this process forward. If you're not doing that, I don't even know what you're doing. If you're not changing the conversation amongst your group of friends, I don't know what you're doing. That's number one. If you're not bringing it up to people that wouldn't usually talk about it, whether it be online, in text messages, in chat rooms, or anywhere that you interact with people, you're already making a mistake. Especially the ones that don't usually talk about it, maybe never talk about it, the ones that maybe never think about it. You need to open that conversation and bring that conversation to the forefront right now. It's like, what else do you need to see? That is the most basic thing. Number 2, you could use this. You could use this. Every single person has one. Every single person has the ability to use one. The simplest and most basic way to use it is to write text. Write something. Don't write it once. Don't write it tomorrow. Write it today. Write it every day. Show up and do something. If you can't write something, the degree of laziness is not even there. I'm not talking about memes. I'm talking about your own original words. Write something. Take a picture of a flag, download a picture of a flag from the internet, and write something. There is an app called InShot that will allow you to make video slideshows, photo slideshows. You can download it for any phone. It's called InShot. There's another app called WordSwag, WORDSWAG. WordSwag will allow you to use quotes and write text. If you want to go even simpler, you can use the Notes application on your phone. Or if you can't even figure that out, open up your email client on your phone and take a screenshot of the words that you choose to write. It's very basic. If you don't like that, go into your Instagram story, use the create feature and write text. Screenshot it, post it in the feed, post it on Facebook, send it in an email, post it on Twitter, post it on every platform you got, Getter, Parler, whatever it is, post it on TikTok, make a video screenshot, do something with words. The next step above words is take a photo. Take a photo of people that you know, things that you like, things that are patriotic, your neighborhood, something that happened around you. Write a caption, use your words again. The next step up is to use voice. Every single phone has a voice feature. Every single phone has the capacity of recording audio. Record some audio. I don't care if you're out walking your dog. I don't care if you're sitting on the porcelain throne. Record something. Say your thoughts. Record it. Use a website called anchor.fm, anchor.fm. Go on anchor.fm and distribute that voice in as many places as you can. Turn it into an MP3, save it from your phone, go online, look at the file that your phone creates and convert it to an MP3. Type in whatever you have, whatever type of file it is, to MP3 converter. You can find it on any search engine. Make a piece of audio, put it somewhere. Put it on Spotify, put it on SoundCloud, put it on anchor.fm, and distribute it as many places as you can. It's very simple. And do it repeatedly. Every single person has a phone in their pocket with a camera. Take the phone, pull it out of your pocket, you lazy clam, and turn the camera at your stupid face and record yourself saying something. This is not hard. Stop being a baby. I don't like my face. I'm not having a good hair day. My eye is weird. I don't care. This is not an option anymore. Either you care or you don't. Stop being a pansy. Use your words. If you don't want to show your face, record your foot, record the wall, record your dog, and just shoot your voice over it. Stop being a baby. Wear a mask. Wear a Halloween mask. It doesn't matter. Video and audio is the most compelling distribution of thought that exists in the world. Every single person has a camera at their fingertips, yet they're too afraid. Somebody messaged me yesterday, and I forgive me, but she's like, I want to speak up, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. Wrong attitude. The way that you get better at something is by practicing it. The way that you get better at something is by practicing it. Just say the wrong thing then. Say things. Start saying things. Get in the habit of saying things, recording things, distributing things, posting things. If you don't want to use your account, create another account. Call it I Love America 12345 and make posts on the account. Follow other accounts and create things. If you can't put your face, put something else, right? I Love America. First name I love, last name America. I don't even know if I could say that. Use a picture of a flag. Use a picture of a donkey. Use a picture of an upside down giraffe riding a skateboard. It doesn't matter. Put something out there. Use your voice. You don't like your voice? Use a voice changer. There's voice changers on Instagram. There's voice changers that are included with face filters. Put a face filter. Put sunglasses over your face. It doesn't matter. Start distributing the truth. Share and repost as many possible things that will distribute truth to people that you know. Send it in DMs, post it in your story, post it on your page, use repost. There's an Instagram app called Insta Repost, I believe, where you can repost anything, tag the person, repost it in your feed. Very simple, very obvious, very easy, not that hard. Anybody could do it. Cool. Open up a YouTube account, a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, a Getter account, and a TikTok account. Take 15-second clips that you record on your phone in one take of a single sentence, a single idea, even if it's you recording a tree, and be like, this is happening today. This is wrong because of X. We should do Y. Record it, post it, take the same 15-second clip, post it in Instagram Reels, post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook, post it on YouTube Shorts, and post it on TikTok. Very simple. 15 seconds, one sentence, a single sentence. Do it. On TikTok, You use a hashtag. The hashtags that you're supposed to use when you type in a hashtag, it should be a hashtag that you would want to be related to your story. So, for example, I talked earlier about a comedian. I talked about a protest. Hashtag protest. Hashtag the comedian's name. Hashtag comedy. Hashtag whatever. Very simple. When you use a hashtag on TikTok, it says the number of accounts, it says the number of hashtags that appear with that term. The higher the number of hashtags that appear around that term, the more potent the environment is to receive content within that frame of hashtag. If you have two hashtags that are similar and one of them has 1 million views and one of them has 300,000, pick the one with 1 million. That's going to be related to your topic and post it. Follow other accounts that post things similar to you on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter. Follow those accounts, repost their information, and engage with them. Message them, talk to them, share with them, comment on their posts, like on their posts, repost their posts, share their posts, DM their account to other people and say, you should follow this person. Very simple. Tag your friends in the comments on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, retweet them. Tag them on Facebook. Tag them on and duet their videos on TikTok. Use the duet or the stitch feature on TikTok and put yourself next to the video that you like. If you don't want to have yourself, just take it of a black wall and just shoot the duet and post it. Think about the title that you make your video and make it relevant to what the video is about. Very simple. Use a title that's shorter than longer, that expresses the emotional, educational point, the thing that will drive people to be interested in it. Don't make it this, don't pretend like you're writing the name of chapter 46 in your book. Feel like the name of every video is the title of the book. What would the title of the book be? What would the front cover of the book be? That's the title for your video. What's the description? You can make it a sentence. You can make it 2 sentences. You can make it 30 sentences. There's no rhyme or reason to it. If you got something to say, say it. If it's fluff, get rid of it. Short, to the point. 15-second clips, 30-second clips, 1-minute clips, 5-minute clips, 15-minute clips. Every single person on the phone has the ability to shoot the camera at themselves. Turn the camera around, record yourself. Use an app called InShot, INSHOT. Download the video, save it to your phone, and post it in all of these places. At your job, if you have the ability to wear garments out in public, such as this, such as ones that have this on it. Yeah, very simple. You wear something that has that on it. Very simple. You wear something that has something like this on it. You wear something that has a clue to an average everyday observer what side you're on. I'm either pro or I'm not. Nobody's going to see a person walking around with that on and just be like, oh, I wonder if that person doesn't like that. Of course they like it, right? If you saw me wearing this shirt, if you saw me wearing any of the merchandise that I have on my thing, you would know. They create conversations with people you don't necessarily know will align with your values. Wear them in the most high trafficked areas that you go. The airport, the bus stop, work, social situations, the gym, when you're out walking your dog, when people can see you, when you see people, people see you. Wear them everywhere. Baseball games, basketball games, hockey games, sporting events, functions, parties. Wear things that will indicate to people that you're a friend, that you're an ally in this understanding. It will create conversations. It will further the process for you and everybody else. You'd be surprised how many people will come up to you. Put a flag in front of your house. Put a flag in front of your house. Very simple, very basic. Put a flag bumper sticker on the back of your car. Put it on your notebook. Put it on your laptop. Put it on your coffee cup that you carry every day. Put it on your shoes. Put it on your hat. At work, change the conversation to remove the fluff and focus on things that will advance not only you, but everything forward. Remove all non-pertinent conversation. If you believe in the severity of the moment, remove non-pertinent conversation. I'm not saying don't live your life. I'm just saying you either care or you don't. You either recognize the significance of the moment or you don't. It doesn't mean that every single conversation every day, all the time, 24/7 needs to be about this. You got to live your life. However, if you're talking about something non-pertinent, change the subject, steer it in a direction where you can talk to people about being free, about rights, about this thing that we respect, love, adore, and hopefully will be able to preserve. If you could only have a little bit of guts to talk about it some more. In the workplace, there are a variety of different large corporations that are starting to sway, bend, and break in the face of all of these things that they're supposed to do, that they have to do because it's forced upon them. Yet you have large corporations starting to stand up one by one by one, specifically the ones that are in the sky. If you go and look at the ones that are in the sky, those things, those buses of the literal sky, those companies are changing the way that things happen. Why does that happen? People grossly underestimate the fact that the real VOTE is large masses of people unanimously agreeing to move in unison. You're not going to be able to cast your ballot to get out of this one. This is going to be a movement of people that align around a similar understanding of what needs to be done in order to achieve the objective. Find those people yesterday at work. Start group chats, start conversations, start meetings outside of work where you can all start to understand how much time do we have left? What do we want? What are we prepared to do? How are we going to recruit other people to join us in this understanding of what needs to happen in order for things to happen that you need to happen? Stand up for yourself despite the pressure. No one can force you to do anything. You're choosing to because you've reached what you believe is a threshold that you can no longer take. The longer that you hold out for what, if you choose to, if that's what you want, the more power you have. Do not be afraid to underestimate a human being's capacity to pivot into something greater, bigger, and better than what they have now when their back is up against a wall. I am sick of the idea of people saying that you're either born an entrepreneur or you're not. Look, because that just basically says, well, if you weren't born with that instinct, then you'll never get it. I hate when people say that you can't do something. I absolutely hate that. So learn how to be an entrepreneur. Learn how to figure out how to create an income that you can fortify for yourself forever. Ride share, deliver food, cut grass, shovel driveways, find other ulterior means of income. You would be surprised how resourceful one can be when the pressure is applied to them, especially if they believe that the decision they make is their only option. People oftentimes, I heard this quote recently, people give up what they really want in life for what they want right now. Don't buy the coffee out. Don't buy the delivery. Don't buy the extra shirt. Don't buy the movie ticket. Don't buy the front row seat. Don't buy the Starbucks large. Fortify your financial position by being more selective about where you invest your cash. Take away the HBO. Take away the cable TV or whatever. Take away the Netflix subscription. Take away the other ancillary outflows of cash that don't help you further along to your goal. Figure out how to economize. Buy food in larger quantities, like non-perishable foods, canned items, things like that. Buy vegetables that are frozen, fruit that's frozen so that it lasts longer. Instead of buying bottled water, buy jugs of water, buy a water filter. Simple ways to cut down on your expenses to fortify your financial position until you transition into another inflow of cash. Recognize that being on the other side of what you believe is this very dangerous place where nobody lives is actually where all the value is at. Courage is rewarded. Andy Frisella, courage is rewarded. Nobody rewards a fence sitter. Pick a side and go with it. Take a stand, pick a position, and drive it home. You never make anything work in the middle. You're either this or you're this. That's it. And that's not a red blue. That's not a right left. That's a decision to decision thing that you make. Pick the decision and stick with it. If you learn something that convinces you otherwise, take the other position. It doesn't mean that things can't change, but pick one and go with it. Talk about it and be about it. As it relates to your cash, be very cognizant of the businesses that you decide to put cash in. Be willing to invest more money or no money at all into a business that does not align with the values that you've figured out are at the forefront of this conversation right now. Choose this Sky Bus instead of this Sky Bus, even if it's a little bit more expensive. If you don't want to pay the baggage fees, stuff them in your carry-on. Take less clothes. Buy thrift shop clothes when you get there. Ship the clothes. Whatever you got to do, figure out a way around it. Wear 3 layers on the plane. Whatever. Wear a backpack. Bring one less pair of shoes. Whatever. Drive. Don't go at all. Be willing to be a little bit uncomfortable in this time. If you're cognizant of the companies that you choose to support on the large scale and the way that you move your money on the large scale, you're essentially voting with your dollars. Now think about it locally. Supporting local businesses, local restaurants, not being afraid to ask the people that run or operate those establishments what their position is on things. Spend some of the time that you waste every day being part of the solution. Everybody's like, I don't have time. I don't have time. What you don't have is prioritized time. Time that you would otherwise spend doing counterproductive things that won't advance you in life, replace those activities with things that are productive, things that increase your credit score, things that increase your intelligence, things that increase your bank account, things that fortify your friend group, things that fortify your skill set. Instead of going to the bar, go to the gym. Instead of going to the football game, read a book. Instead of going to the party, research how to do something better on YouTube. Learn something, learn a skill, learn a trade, apply it. I don't care who you are or how old you are or how technologically adept you are. Every person should get a better understanding of how to use and utilize digital media, be it voice, cell phones, social media, video, graphic design. You could use things like Canva, and just getting comfortable with understanding how to be part of this world, the digital town square of today. Go online and buy one of these. There are really inexpensive ones, $30, $40. You can connect them with a USB cable into any laptop or any desktop computer. Very simple. If you don't want one of those, you could just use the microphone that is included on your camera on a webcam, $100. You could buy one online. Microsoft LifeCam, very simple. Logitech LifeCam, $50, $30. Now you can shoot video from your computer. All of this stuff can be done by a cell phone. Now, if you're an employer, the same thing goes. Look online for people like Ari Hassanaj. He's on Instagram. I've tagged him before. I follow him. Go into my follows and look up Ari, A-R-I. You'll see him. He has these signs that he puts on the front of businesses. You've seen the signs. I can't say what they say. Look for those. Put one on the front of your business. Be willing to unify with other people that are like-minded in this particular realm to do this. Be very cognizant of the media that you consume, what you think about it, how you feel about it, and focus on making sure that you're as healthy as possible, both mentally and physically. Okay, so we've got conversations, we've got distributing them, we've got participating in the conversation online, we've got what to do at work, we've got what to do if you're an employer. The best thing to do if you're an employer is let people know your position so that we can rally around you. The amount of people that are getting support is unprecedented. And that's because many of us understand that keeping it in the economic circle is the solution. They're creating a divide intentionally. You have to keep the finances in the circle. Otherwise, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Refuse to be offended by anything. Refuse to participate in the I'm offended conversation on either side. Don't try to focus less on boycotting the other side's people or businesses and focus more on supporting the ones that you agree with. Do not get a card that is not real. Do not use a card that is not real. Do not ask people where you can get cards that are not real. Do not participate in any business or event or anything that requires you to have one of those. Don't allow that to become something that people are okay with. If they require that, be uncomfortable. With all of these things, I think many people will be dog's drinking his water. Many people will be pleasantly surprised to know how many people are actually behind them. Because this is the thing, is that this is coming for every business, every industry, everything, everywhere. So you got to learn how to protect yourself. You got to know how to protect yourself. You got to know how to protect yourself physically. And I think the most important thing out of all that is for us to be eating as many vegetables, as many fruits, as many one ingredient foods and drinks as we can. We need to be exercising every day, even if it's a walk. If you want to go a step further, you should be probably lifting weights or resistance probably almost every single day. You should be doing some type of cardio probably every single day, even if it's just walking. You should be improving yourself every day. You should be listening to something that's going to give you an education every day. You can do that in the form of podcasts. You can do that with the Ron Paul Liberty Report, Louder with Crowder, the Ben Shapiro Show, anything on Daily Wire, the Jocko Willing podcast, the Peter Schiff podcast. You can go to websites like wearechange.org, Breitbart. You can go to places like the Gateway Pundit, the Epic Times. I would highly suggest that you consume both sides of every equation so that you understand what mentality you're up against. Go on clownnewsnetwork.com. Go on WashPo. Go on Drudge. Listen to the other side of the perspective. Remove non-pertinent conversations and non-pertinent inputs of information as much as humanly possible. Listen to more podcasts. Listen to books on Audible. Thank you. On Facebook. Thank you. And get in the habit of consuming information to get better. Support the people that you see and the businesses that you see, and make a habit of supporting those businesses, those people, those creators, those industries that align with what you align with, so that they can produce more and output more. Watch videos on things like PragerU, lots of shareable videos on PragerU. Listen to the Ron Paul Liberty Report on YouTube for free every day. Start to become well-versed and understand how money is made, what makes money valuable, where money came from, where it's managed, how it works. Look into the history of money and understand, at the very least, the basic fundamentals of economics. Best economics, in my opinion, is Austrian economics. I'm just going to make sure that I'm right on that. I believe that is the one that I believe to be right. Yeah. Become a student of the Austrian School of Economics. I would highly suggest that you develop a new relationship, if you don't already have it, with money. Learn to love and respect money and the freedom that it produces. There's a great book by Peter Schiff called How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes. I remember 10 years ago when I bought that book, and I was like, look at me buying an economics book. How interesting is that? Look, I must be some type of smart cat. And that has led me down a very long understanding of economics. And that's why it teaches you how to play the game. Not that book, but understanding economics, money, where the money comes from, why and how it's manipulated, who it's manipulated by. And it ultimately leads you to the fundamentals of how the structure of the world operates. There's a really great book. That's a little bit more on the high-end business side, called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. That will give you a better understanding of high-level business thought. Brilliant guy. Don't need to agree with him, but that's an amazing book. There's a book called Tribe by Sebastian Junger. Very, very, very interesting book that I would highly suggest that everybody checks out as well. And probably the most important book of all is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, just for a guide on how to operate your life. If you don't already do it, read it. Start to believe in things that are beyond your scope and realm of what reality even is. There's a book called Many Lives, Many Masters. I would highly encourage everybody to read that book as well. Many Lives, Many Masters. Start understanding that we grossly under-index to our capacity. There's a book by Jesse Itzler called Living with a Seal. Another tremendously valuable book. I believe that with this basic understanding of economics, business, how business works, the tribal nature of human beings, using books like The Alchemist to understand yourself and the trajectory of your life and what is significant, what is necessary in order for you to write your own book. A daily consumption of podcasts and information that will lead you in the right direction. producing and getting in the habit of outputting content and information, as well as consuming information, sharing and circulating not only money, but time and thought inside the businesses, people, and circles and creators of the people that you know and respect, that you believe help push the game forward. And probably the most important of all is personal responsibility and discipline. The difference between people that are everyday people and people that do great things is their amount of discipline, self-awareness, and the amount of personal responsibility that they take for every single thing that happens in their life. If we could eat healthier, think healthier, continue to get better, remove the fluff, start being resourceful, and start consuming and outputting as much value as possible at all times, we can't lose. That is everything I got. Okay? Do not ask me what to do again. It is more than clear. Don't ask me where to go. Don't ask me what to research. Don't ask me what to say. That's it. Never ask me that question again. It's more than obvious. And the most important thing that really matters after all of this information is consistency, which is the discipline. Consistency. The reason that this account has grown is not because I'm so great or so smart or so funny or any other thing. It's because I consistently give it everything that I've got. The discipline creates the expectation that it will be there. The discipline maintains the quality of what's put out. If you have expectation plus high quality consistently, it starts to become a habit. Once it becomes your habit, you start to rely on it. And a habit then becomes a reliance. Once you rely on it, it starts to become an addiction. The addiction can be to things that are good, right, free, just, and positive. An addiction to knowledge, an addiction to growth, an unquenchable thirst for more, to be better, to improve the lives of yourself and those around you. That's a great addiction. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. Every alarm bell imaginable is ringing. People are not being allowed and if we don't do this in a timely fashion, I don't believe that future generations will be as free as we once were. And I don't believe that they will even know it. Because as they remove the documentation of these things, the distribution of these things, gone. Removed. Easier now than ever. You don't even have to burn them in the town square. You can alter the course of history to the point where they wouldn't even know that it was there. Yet, despite the tremendous bravery over a century, 2 centuries of time, your average everyday person is afraid of losing a friend, a social relationship, a client, a job. This is a group effort. And there are so many people that are not even in the game, that are not even thinking about this, that are not even having the most basic understanding of what's going on. Just the conversation alone will do more to further all of this stuff than anything else. I've said it a million times. The conversations are the solution. People being people and doing people things like talking to one another and sharing what they've learned, that will save the world. Books will improve your vocabulary. Podcasts will improve your vocabulary. Exercise will improve how you stand, the energy that you have, your posture, the energy that you bring into a room, the energy that you bring here, the energy around people that you're around, not only digitally, but in real life. It'll change the way that you move and walk. It'll change the amount of trust that people have of you, because they're like, this is something that I'm not able to do, or I've struggled to do. We all grossly under-index from our capacity, from what we're capable of doing, from the amount of people that we're able to reach. And because of that reason, and the fact that we dismiss our most basic duty of protecting ourselves, our homeland, and speaking up for this and what it represents, if we don't do it soon, we are certain to lose it. And that's not a gloom and doom. That is just a true fact of life. Take it from a person that's been looking at this, and it's not just me, it's many. Yet those people are being systematically removed from the conversation. So that's the best I got. Because of one of these reasons, this will end in 3 minutes. So I will stop it before that. Number one, thank you for watching, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this after it's posted. I want you to know, number one, first and foremost, that I appreciate you. I appreciate that you're investing this time to even consume this information, and I hope that you're joining the battle with us, which I believe many of you already are. I want to thank everybody that has been supporting this channel from the beginning, be it comments, shares, DMs, interactions in any capacity, sharing the video, commenting the video, sharing with their friends, telling other people to follow, or even just following and consuming. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting on bobbysauce.com, as well as people that have been supporting on Patreon. There's been an unprecedented sale in merchandise in the last 30 days, and I appreciate everybody that has been doing that so much. I'm going to continue to produce as much good as I possibly can there, so that it helps me continue to carry along and produce more content here. So thank you to all those people that have done that. I want to thank all the people that got all the badges on Instagram in this chat. Chooks Official, always showing up, always supporting. Thank you so much. The Megan Hayward, same thing. Nor'easter, Jenna Schultz Beauty, Lana Liberty One, Alexandra Sakanow, Loving My Joy, Phenomenal, Anna Maria, who's always supporting, to the Mega, Decap, and Britt Seawolf. Guys, it's like, I try to make it light, but I'm just like, yo, I don't know how much more obvious this can be. And as I see bigger and bigger accounts and all this other stuff, it's just like, look, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if anybody's ever had a drive, like a computer drive, fail. One day you have all your files, and then the next day, like that, goodbye. So keep that in mind, because it's a metaphor, not only for this, but also for your ability to move about the cabin. And I believe that future generations, and especially our generation, are sincerely depending on what we do in this moment right now. With that being said, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys on Facebook and YouTube. I will see you later. Thank you so much.